Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for the playoffs. God damn it. Are you ready for this? Playoff semi-finals are about to start in the next 15 minutes. We have Bournemouth versus Brentford down on the south coast. And then we're going to hop to a different stream for Barnsley versus Swansea at about 8 p.m. Going to have a little 5-minute break in between. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great night of playoff football. A shame we can't be there, but hey, this wouldn't have been one where we would have been able to do both games. You might have remembered me sprinting between Birmingham and Derby in the 2019 playoffs and managing to get from one game to the other. But very, very much looking forward to this. And it is third away at sixth in our first game. It's Bournemouth versus Brentford. So let's put all of the attention on that one. You can get your predictions in. Let me know if you're in the chat as well. Going to be a good old night. I can't wait. Also, let me know. Are you here for the long haul? Who's going to be here in 4 hours' time with me? Hey, let's see what you're made of tonight then, guys. Right. Let me know that you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. Say hello in the chat. Of course, we need to say a couple of thank yous before we look at the team news. And that big thank you needs to go to our good friend Charlie, who I've seen in the chat, actually. 30 years of Laura Royal. Here's to many more Charlie sponsors and has sponsored our live watch-alongs all season. We thank Charlie for his support. He got involved over on Patreon. You can do the same. I know it's a bit of a weird time for Patreon. A lot of people subscribe at the start of the season, drop off at the end. But go and get involved. Support the channel if you fancy it. You can also support via Super Chat any point in the broadcast. Become the king of the bin. I think it's gone, actually. In fact, let me just read that out. There we go. Steve. Legend. Steve's been very generous. I'm sure he'll be here for Swansea later. So Steve is the king of the bin. Thank you very, very much, Steve, for the super chat. And in fact, let's jump right in on Peanuts as well. €2 in there. Hoping for a forced goal. Hi from Finland. Well done, Peanuts. Brilliant. Thank you, Peanuts. And Steve, you have got the fake news sin bin. It's all yours, guys. And please, we're having a lovely little boost at the moment. The subscribers are shooting up towards the end of the season. Fantastic news. Please, please hit subscribe. Ring the bell. 16,200 subscribers now on the channel. If it's your first time here, hit subscribe. Hopefully, we are the go-to place for championship coverage here on YouTube. There we go. Right. We will, well, I tell you what, we'll say hello in a minute into the chat. I can see lots of familiar names. Why don't you go with your predictions right now for me in the chat? We're going to have a look over the team news. And hate to say I told you so, but if you watched either of the preview shows, well, not the other preview show because that pertains to the other game, but we pretty much called the teams already. Interesting look on the Brentford bench as well. Dalsgaard and Henry return. First off, let's look at Bournemouth, though. Begovic, we knew that was going to be the case. Cook and Carter-Vickers in front of him. Cook had stepped out for a game, maybe a game or two at the end of the season. He's obviously back in there. Smith and Kelly, remember, they've got good resources at fullback. Could have gone with Rico or Stacey, but they've gone with the two fullbacks that finished the season. That's the back four. Lerma and Pearson is the double pivot. Lots of defensive duties given the three ahead of them are not going to do too much defensive work. Pearson and Lerma are going to stick in there. And then here's the real talent in the Bournemouth team. No disrespect to any of the players I've just mentioned, but this is where the goals come from. David Brooks, inside right, not had the best of seasons. Very, very good player. Can he pull it out in the playoffs tonight? Phil Billing at number 10 looks a different player when he's playing 10 than he does central midfield. He's been in the goals and in the assists. Remember, though, Bournemouth have lost their last 3 games. Jonathan Woodgate was arguing, though, that just relaxing at the end of the season before the playoffs, of course, he would argue. There's the main man, inside left, Arnaut Danjuma. Just keep your eyes on him. That's the danger man, isn't it, for Bournemouth? Dom Solanke up top. He can play with his back to goal. He's got, I think he and Danjuma are tied on 15 goals as Bournemouth's top scorers. So plenty of talent in that front four if they can service them, if they can get, and we're talking about the fullbacks getting forward as well, and can Pearson and Lerma play through the lines and give them what they need in terms of good possession high up the pitch. There's the bench. Travers is the spare keeper. Mepham, Rico, Stacey, centre-back, a couple of fullbacks on there. Riquelme, Wilshere, Anthony, Long, and Surridge. Interesting one, Long, because I know he'd gone back to Southampton to rehabilitate. He's obviously got himself fit and ready to go. Remember, Long came in on loan after Josh King went out to Everton in January, the last of the big sales out of Bournemouth. There is your Bournemouth team. And there, guys, is your Brentford team. It's the 3-5-2. It's been 8 unbeaten, I think, towards the end of the season. Plenty of clean sheets, plenty of goals. Third place, 87 points. If the best team won the playoffs, Brentford would win the playoffs, wouldn't they? They've got 87 points, finished a long way ahead of everybody else. It often works like that in the playoffs, but it doesn't always work like that in the playoffs. So they're going to have to earn it, and they start tonight over at Bournemouth. It's Raya in goal. Janssen, how's his big game temperament tonight? Norgard, a centre midfielder playing at centre back there, essentially. They want to get Dom Solanke 1v1 with him physically, won't they? Pinnock is the left centre back. And then we mentioned the spare wing backs because Dalsgaard and Henry are both back from injury on the bench. But Roslev and Canos start. Will those two start the second leg at wing back? I wonder, and will we see Dalsgaard and Henry at any point during this 90 minutes tonight? Jensen and Janelt is the central midfield pair there. Josh Da Silva didn't make it, and we were told he'd be back after the international break. It's been a long injury hold for the excellent Da Silva. Tariq Fosu is he a number 10? Sort of. We'll call him the most advanced in midfield. Marcus Force, who's quietened down a little bit after a really good start to the season. But does it matter when you've got that guy up top? Ivan Toney, 31 goals this season. The top scorer in the Championship up top for Brentford. On the bench, Daniels, spare keeper. As we mentioned, Dalsgaard returns. Good. Henry, Reed, Bidstrup, central midfield option. Godos, Marcondes, and Buemo. It's strong on the bench for Brentford should they need it. I think they'll still give us the league table, won't they? No, they won't. We'll have a look at the form towards the end of the season there and look at that unbeaten streak for Brentford. You do have to not ignore, though, on the Bournemouth side of the ledger, there was a 7-game winning streak going into those last 3 when they came a cropper against, guess who? Brentford. Wow, this one is set up beautifully. It's a year 1 parachute team, a recently relegated team against the team in Brentford who've been functioning. It's their second consecutive third place season and been functioning at the top of this division. Really, really good matchup. Still, some very good players in that Bournemouth team, particularly in the front four. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff. There are fans in the Vitality. Fantastic. Well done to those Bournemouth fans who have managed to get a ticket. Sky are just showing us I think they're going to show us both games between these two earlier in the season. And you will remember, because we've done both these games as a watch along. This is my 3rd time watching this matchup this season. It was a hell of a game at Brentford, wasn't it? At the back end of the year, Brentford coming from behind to win 2-1. Bournemouth started so well in that game as well. There's Tariq Fosu heading the winner after Solanke had given a 1-0 lead to Bournemouth earlier in this one. We're just seeing that most recent game, which ended the winning streak for Bournemouth, didn't it? There's Pontus Jansson getting his second yellow. Off he goes. Can he keep his head tonight? Bielsa didn't use him, did he? Playoff semi-final second leg for Leeds. And here's Ivan Toney doing the damage, creating the opening there for Brian Mbeumo, who scored the winner just a few weeks back. Bournemouth versus Brentford. Woof. What are we saying here? Got some nervous people here. Darren bricking it. There we go. Charlie, our sponsor, legend. Do let us know how you're feeling. Oh, and wonderful. Our friends at the second tier pod, Ryan and Justin. And I can admit this now. I forgot Justin's name on a podcast I was appearing on the other day. So whichever that is that's just commented, enjoy, boys, and go and subscribe to their excellent podcast. I was on the preview. Other Cherries said, Charlie, we got any predictions in here? Brentford's moment to shine. 2-2 says James. Mbeumo benched. Yeah, this system doesn't necessarily fit him, does he? No VAR as far as I know tonight. Any more predictions? Get them in. If you may have noticed, I did a video earlier today looking at all of the playoff semi-final first legs. What we learned was they're very, very tight. The average score in a playoff semi-final first leg was 1.12, 1.06. Literally less than 1/10 of a goal in it across 31 years. What I also learned is that we know that third disproportionately beat sixth in the end, but sixth had the best record in the first leg. So over the 31 seasons of this format, there has been a pattern of the team in sixth playing at home first, getting a good result, either getting a draw or a win. There was only 8 wins for sixth place away at third in this game over the last 31 years. Incredible. So tight game. There is the main man, Ivan Toney. This is his scene, isn't it? He looks like he's got his game face on. 31 goals for him. We are just about to kick off. Woof. What do we got here? 2-1 Bs. A few of those. 2-0 Bournemouth. 2-all. Bournemouth 3-1. 2-1 Bs. Welcome, Mr. Skipper. 2-1 Bournemouth. Hamza says 0-0. 8 0-0s, I think, in the 31 seasons. I think I'm right in saying that. The most common result in a playoff semi-final first leg is 1-0 to the home team, which I think I got my numbers right, has happened 10 times. The second most common result, a 1-1 draw, has happened 9 times. Any more predictions here? 1-1, 2-2, 1-0 Bournemouth, 3-1 Bournemouth, 2-1 Bs. We are very, very mixed on the predictions, and the Bournemouth players huddling up now. I'm sure Steve Cook, who's the captain, after he's done the toss in the centre circle there with the Brentford captain, he's going to come and say something to that huddle of players. Bournemouth fans in the ground applauding as the Brentford players come together for their huddle. It is the playoff semi-final first leg. Woof. Can you feel the tension? By God. Oh, you've got to love it, haven't you? Both players come out of their huddles. The sun is shining. We know across the country over the last week, we've had these huge 10, 15-minute rainstorms, haven't we? So expect some kind of testing circumstances at some point. We know it's always windy down there at Bournemouth as well. Wow. Are you ready to go, guys? Bournemouth versus Brentford. I'm going to set the score at 0-0. 4-2-3-1. Plays 3-5-2. Toney versus Dan Juma. Thomas Frank versus Jonathan Woodgate. Are we ready? And we are about to kick off. And we are go. I'll give you a timestamp. A couple of minutes in the first playoff semi-final of 2021 has kicked off. Brentford in white, Bournemouth in red and black stripes. Let me just give you a quick referee shout out. It is referee Robinson, who we've had many times this season, haven't we? Referee Robinson in charge, the man in the middle in this one. And Lloyd Kelly is, well, he's going to try and throw it back, I think, into centre half there. Force closed down the options, and it goes to Solanke in the front. He lays it off. Kelly does go back home. Force gets the press on. Cook knew what he was doing there, but Force looked like he got fairly close to that one. Smith down the line. Pinnock goes through the back of Ben Pearson. Free kick to Bournemouth. We'll give you a time sync at 2 minutes, okay? If you're watching on Now TV or Sky Go through the internet, anything like that, you might want to pause me and get everything lined up. It's coming, boys. Fortunately, Iain, no away goals rule for the last 20 years, my friend. Thankfully, they got rid of that. Grossly unfair that third and fourth would have to defend for 30 minutes more should the game go to extra time, giving the lower ranked teams plenty of chance to score the extra away goals. Thank God they got rid of that. Ipswich lost on it twice as well. Not that I'm bitter. Right. You're going to get your 2 minute timestamp in about 10 seconds. So if you are watching via an internet feed, not a TV feed, you may want to pause me. So 2 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sink. Free kick to Brentford inside their own half. Knocked back to David Raya. Norgard's got it. Classy passer in the centre-back position. Wide to Rascal. He heads it on. Cook was trying to play Tony offside. He didn't quite succeed. 2:25 gone. Throw in Bournemouth. Cagey, as you would imagine, to start this one. Lloyd Kelly is going to take the throw in down the left-hand side. Goes long. Jansen heads that one away. Tony wins it in the air, but it falls to Pearson. Pearson plays outside to Smith. First time either of the Bournemouth fullbacks get forward. Overcooked. Linesman didn't have a clue who that had come off. Sergi Canos pretends it hasn't come off him. And it's a throw in for Bournemouth. Carter Vickers across to Cook, to Kelly. Kelly is trying to play the channel there. David Ray is going to come out and sweep. In fact, he's going to let it trickle all the way out. Goal kick. No real complete phase of play by either side in the first 3 minutes. Just feeling each other out. Remember, as the adage goes, you can't win the playoffs in the first leg of the semi-final, but you can sure as hell lose it sometimes. Stay in the game. Oh, played forward. Here's Tony. Tony tries to chest it down. Can't quite control it. By his high standards, he criticises himself. He tried to chest it down. It just went too far ahead. It was a driven ball in from the left. Tony chested down, but it went through to Asmir Begovic in the goal. How sharp is Tony tonight? Remember, 31 goals in the league season. Extrapolate that across 3 games. If Bees play 3 in the playoffs, you're expecting a couple of goals from Tony, aren't you? On his entire season's worth of form. Lerma, Pearson steps over halfway. Pearson out wide. Brooks, first touch for him. Brooks goes by Canos easily. Good run by Brooks. Pinnock steps in after Brooks had a bit of a heavy touch. Looks like Tony got fouled there. Referee Robinson says nothing. Cook to Lerma. Lerma to Pearson. And Brentford, everybody back inside their own half. And Pearson plays it to Cook and to Kelly. They haven't got Danjuma on the ball at all yet. Bournemouth, as I say that, it's knocked into him. And he's come right short now on at Danjuma. Ruslev with him. Jensen's keeping an eye on him. Given away. Janelt to Ruslev. Ruslev exchanges pass with Jansen. And Janssen goes home to David Raya. And Raya clears long. 5 minutes gone. Cagey stuff this. Here is Lerma. Lerma tries to play through to Brooks. Easily intercepted by Christian Norgard. Pinnock. Pinnock clips that one down the line. Smith's going to have to play it. Canos chases and Canos has fouled him. Let's go to the comments. 2-1 says Noel, Bournemouth. Good evening, sir. Physics revision. Nice. Have me on in the background. Here's the chance there. I say chance. The chance for Tony to chest it down. He's too muscular and his upper body bounces up in the air. He wanted to cushion it and it just pushes ahead of him. Begovic does well. Evening, Liam. Playoffs are great if you're not part of them. Oh, they're great if you're part of them, but only if you win, I guess, isn't it? I'd like the Bees to get through against the Parachute Cartel. Remember, 2 out of 3 already up from the Parachute Cartel. Bournemouth, the only ones left. And they're in the playoffs, 2 games from Wembley. And thank God for that. No silly Champions League final taking Wembley on the 29th. That would have been ludicrous, wouldn't it? It is Norgard. Norgard across to Janssen. Raya closed down by Danjuma. Raya goes long. Cook wins it easily in the air, but it's fallen to Fosu. Fosu to Canos. Pearson is fouled. Interesting. 3 or 4 sort of, I'd say niggly fouls, but yeah, Pearson holds up and says that's twice. Little 50-50s. Bournemouth have just got there first, haven't they? 6:57 on the clock. Tentative start. There's Jonathan Woodgate. Sky says won 11 of 19 in charge. Got a good record, Woodgate. Not against Brentford, though. 1 game against them and they lost it. Tony tries to play the channel, deflects, and Lerma hooks clear over his head. Won by Janelt. Lovely feat by him in central midfield. Janelt tries to go past Billing, who we just haven't mentioned at all yet. Billing not in the game, but as I say, very, very, let's say cagey, but it is, isn't it, to begin with. 7:37 on the clock. Thomas Frank scribbling away. Here's Norgard, steps out from centre half. Norgard plays it forward. Now Roslev crosses in, pinged up in the air from Carter Vickers. Oh, there's a penalty shout there. It's not given by referee Robinson. Ball went loose. We'll have a look at that on slow motion. Here's Canos. Canos chips it in, headed across by Force and headed away by Steve Cook. Brentford with the first real penalty box entrance there. We're going to have another look there. I think it was Fosu who went 50-50 with one of the centre halves there. It was one of those ones where the ball's bouncing, dangling foot, and we've seen a few times this season, player goes down, it gets given. We're not actually going to see a replay, so the Sky director certainly didn't think there was anything in it. Here is Begovic, closed down there. He gets the clearance off to Billing, who flicks on. Roslev wins it in the air from Danjuma. Janssen. Okay, there was a foul given in the first instance. The play has been brought back. Nice to hear a proper crowd, isn't it just, hey? Not that I've got the sound on, by the way, but... Oh, here's Norgard, right forward from centre back. And again, the free kick given against Brentford. I suspect there's been 6 free kicks now. We've seen penalties given for those, haven't we? We have seen penalties given for those. Goodness me. I'm not saying it should be, but we've seen them. Oh, Danjuma down the left now. Roslev slips. Danjuma clipped in by Lloyd Kelly. The cross goes in looking for Brooks. He was there for the header. Hit on the volley from the edge of the box by Jeff Lerma over the top. It's livening up now. Goodness me. Brooks was in there. He wasn't powerful enough to win the header. Lerma goes for absolute power there. I think given the crowd, he's on the volley with the left foot. He probably didn't need to hit that so hard. If he just gets that through the crowd towards the corner, there's a chance, isn't it? But... just on that penalty shout, it's been one of my pet hates where the ball's in the air and one player kicks the bottom of the other one's legs while they're both dangling. I don't want to see that given as a penalty, but they have been. They have been, and there's a clear kick underneath Tariq Fosu's leg as he challenges for that. Nothing given. It's livening up now, though, guys. Livening up. Bournemouth 0, Brentford 0. Playoff semi-final, first leg. 10 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock thus far. Poor switch of play there, and it's going to go out for a throw-in to Bournemouth down the left-hand side, which Lloyd Kelly is going to take. He's going to take his sweet time. If you're watching in the chat, please give us a like on the stream, and please subscribe if you have not done so. 16,000 we are over now on the subscribers. Thank you, each and every one of you, for subscribing. Here is David Brooks. Oh, lovely ball by Brooks. Smith into the box. Smith crosses. Chance! Oh, and I think it was charged down. Was it? It wasn't. Best chance of the game, Phil Billing, and he must have shanked that wide. It's a brilliant pass by David Brooks. And Pinnock gets completely caught. Oh, I mean, Billing is charged down by Yanel. He's got to do better with that. Oh, dear. He's completely shanked it, hasn't he? Best chance of the game there for Phil Billing. Goodness me. 11:30. Great bit of play by David Brooks. Best pass of the game so far. And best chance of the game. And Bournemouth have had a good little 2 or 3 minute spell there. Brooks coming short, getting on the ball and sliding it in behind there. I think Yanelt sliding in on Billing just did enough to put him off, didn't he? Goodness me. Here is Brooks, and Brooks gets robbed by Canos. Canos crosses in, deflected. Kelly's got to deal with that. Cool as you like, just spins away, the ex-Bristol City man. And Danjuma tries a little flick past Ruslev, but so far, and we're only 12 minutes in, so far, Danjuma's not got a kick, has he? But chances, well, a big chance there. Phil Billing miskicking really there with his left foot, squared back by Smith. Real chance there, agreed. Evening all, great to have fans back. He's hoping for a bobble there. Yeah, absolutely shocking effort. Cods Vlogs, please do check out our League One preview with Cods Vlogs, Ben. Very well received guest on Friday. He's going to be coming back this Friday to talk to us about what happened in the League One games and preview the second legs. This one's just livening up now. Ball's moving quicker. People are taking a bit more risk on the ball. It's still tight, though, isn't it? By God, it's still tight. Here's Yanel, who can get that precious first goal in this one. Pinnock, Norgard across to Janssen. Janssen knocks it back into Raya. Just slows down, as I said it was picking up. Someone's just asked for a time sync. We're going to be at 14 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sync. Here's Kelly, just shy of halfway. Billings come left. Knocks it back to Kelly. Jensen in central midfield. You can see he's just been told when that ball comes down the left and Danjuma may be stood up with Ruslev. Jensen's just coming across, isn't he? Making sure that they, particularly if Kelly can get forward from left back, that they can't double up Kelly and Danjuma on Ruslev and Janssen in the right side defensive positions for Brentford. Here is Canos. Nice switch of play. Here is Ruslev in an attacking position. Ruslev knocks it forward to Janssen. Billing's gone with him. Good cover by the number 10. Here's Ruslev inside Yanelt. Yanelt switch of play. It's just behind Fosu. Touch is a good one. Brings it down. Fosu crosses right-footed. And Pearson's clearance hits his own man. And another free kick's been given by referee Robinson against Brentford. Could have got a lucky bounce there. Pearson cleared it and it smashed against Lerma. If Tony could have just nodded it down, force was on for it. And there is the penalty shout. Sky showing it in slow-mo again. I hate them when they're like that, but we've seen loads of them given this season. We really, really have. That's my take on it. I don't want to see penalties given for dangling leg and one kicks from underneath, but there was definitely a kick from underneath. And I'm thinking there was one given against Brentford in one of the games we saw. I think Brentford against Rico Henry conceded one against Birmingham, I think. We've seen several of those, so interesting one. Here is Janssen. Throws that forward. Big header by Cook. Brooks tries to help it on. It's going to go loose to Pinnock. Pinnock to Canos. Lovely little brave ball by Canos and hoofed forward by Yanel. And Fosu is not going to be able to keep that one in. Fosu's just pulled across to the left a little bit the last few minutes. I suspect he's got a little bit of license to roam. But in theory, if when they're defending, Janelt's dropped into that central midfield position and Jensen goes right and Fosu goes left, that looks like the plan to my layman's eyes. Here's Brooks coming over halfway. Brooks with the best pass of the game so far. Setting up the key pass to set up Smith to set up Billing for the best chance of the game. Danjuma comes in. Danjuma, nice back heel attempt by Billing. Billing knocks it out to Kelly, crosses into the near post. And I think that might have hit the post. If it didn't, it was a decent save by David Raya. Solanke thinks Raya got something on it, unless he's just a bit of gamesmanship there. Kelly with the cross, and it did hit the post. Oh, goodness me. Good header. He's outside the line of the near post, Dom Solanke there. I think David Raya might have it covered, but it hits it's one of those ones where it hits the outside of the post and the keeper's there. But Bournemouth, again, creating the best openings. I'd say the Phil Billing one that he shanked was a better opening than that. But Bournemouth hit the post there on 17, Dom Solanke. Bournemouth creating a little bit more than Brentford at the moment as Tony tries to get on the end of a long ball through. God, this is nerve-wracking stuff, isn't it? If you thought Derby and Sheffield Wednesday on the last day was bad. Victory Rose, a £5 super chat. Thank you. Pound for pound, there's more sugar in lemon than a strawberry. There we go. You can say what you like if you're going to super chat me, Victory Rose, but thank you for the support. Caden's asking for a time sheet. We'll give one at 20 minutes, Caden. We've already given a couple. I'm at 18:30 right now, if you can sync off that. Bournemouth had the chances so far. Yes, indeed. Knocked forward to Tony, who's managed to win the flick on. Cook covers force on the run. Here comes David Brooks. Good run forward by him. Tries to come inside. You know he's going to come inside. Has broken for Solanke. Solanke drives the cross in. Roslev heads it back across his goal, and surely Smith has gone into the back of Fosu there. Fosu knew what he was doing. What are we saying in the chat here? Cherry's best chances so far, and lots of lovely comments about my shirt. Thank you, everybody. I'm too engrossed in the football. Steve Cook is holding the back of his left calf, or just the side. He's a bit of a warhorse, Cook, so it would have to be something to take him down and out of this game. 19:40 on the clock. Real tense stuff here in this first leg. Bournemouth, you'd have to say, edging this one so far. If we're just going to look at chances, remember, a reasonable penalty shout for Brentford early on, considering some of the stuff that has been given this season. But Phil Billing, big chance for him, sliced it with Iain just managing to slide in and cover. Dom Solanke hit the post, the outside of the post, with a decent glancing header. Here is Jensen, and Billing takes it off him. Kelly, Danjuma, who, I mean, that's one thing Brentford will be pleased with. Danjuma's way back in the defensive half there. They've kept him quiet. They haven't kept Brooks quiet on the other side. And here is Brooks now. Canos just gets a foot on that and shepherded back there. Norgard just manages to sort of run Solanke off. Here is Jensen. Roslev ahead of him. Jensen clips it in diagonal. We have seen a little bit of a pattern in this game. I'm not for 1 minute suggesting Brentford are going direct, but they are looking for diagonals in the spaces outside the two centre-backs for Tony and Force. Maybe they've resolved not to get too high up the pitch, particularly in the first half of this one. And they're going to, try and get that ball forward when they do get into sort of good central midfield positions. Here is Norgard in the centre circle. Janssen goes home to David Raya, 21:30 on the clock. Back to Janelt, just dropping in deep central midfield. And here's Norgard again in the centre circle. They tried to drop it in that space I've been talking about. Again, Canos was quite high, the left wing back. And I don't know if Thomas Frank's got anything to say about the way Brentford are using the ball. They don't seem their normal patient selves, which must be by design, given they are so well drilled over the last few years, passing-wise. So, yeah, we'll see how that pans out over the entirety of this semi-final, not just this leg for sure. Billing wins the flick on. Solanke's in there. Now, here's Danjuma, and he's 1v1 now. They've managed to get cover. Oh, Danjuma gets away, crosses in. Good clearance by Pontus Jansson. Danjuma, they're so dangerous down the side. They got them on the run there, and Danjuma's got the quality to get that one in. Jansson is just being spoken to by referee Robinson. And yeah, here's the first really bit of Danjuma that we've seen. And he beats, let's be honest, he beats Roslev quite easily there, doesn't he? Shows him the inside with the right foot, then drags back across. And he's got too much pace for the wing back. And Janssen had run for the hills at that point and dropped into a centre-back position. Here is Danjuma again, lovely feet. And he's going to win the corner, is he? Or has Roslev prevented it? Danjuma just getting going now, isn't he? Throw in. Kelly, very high up the pitch here, down that left-hand side. Kelly in to Steve Cook, who's forward. Nice chest by Billing on the left wing. Billing, crossing position. Crosses right-footed. It's a poor cross straight at Janelt. And Jensen's done well to prod that away. Lerma sweeps it up. Oh, and Tony's played it through now. Can Force get on the end of it? No, good challenge by Steve Cook. You wanted that the other way around, didn't you? Force playing it through to Tony. Force didn't quite have the legs to get away there. Good stuff, this. Very, very tense, as you can imagine. Great tackle from Cook. Yeah, he saw that a mile off, didn't he, Owen? Agree with you there, buddy. Easy catch there for David Raya. And this is good stuff now. Throws it straight out to Roslev. Roslev just comes narrow and plays back into Norgard. Almost as if that wasn't the pattern of play and it's got to go through Norgard. Even though he had a little bit of space ahead of him. Pinnock. Janelt, centre circle. Solanke drops off, so they're all behind the ball, the Cherries. Norgard stepped into midfield, and he's hard to track in this system. Jeff Lerma's smart, though. He goes with him. Here's Canos. Canos feeds in the cross, looking for Tony on the back post. No good. Janssen. Janssen steps inside. Janel, very interesting little tactical sort of detail there. Norgard stepped out and then Janel dropped in. So it's like spot the playmaker, really. If you mark up Janel, you'll go short that way. And you've got to cover Norgard going forward. They're going to have to look out for that, particularly the Bournemouth front four. They can't leave it all. Canos hits the shot. I think that hits Steve Cook on the way through. And it's a corner. 25-32. Jake, we will be there. Sincil Bank, Sunderland visiting Lincoln on Wednesday. Look, we are here every night this week, aren't we? Really looking forward to it. Here's that tackle by Steve Cook again. Excellent play by him. You'd hardly say he was Rio Ferdinand pace-wise, but he certainly had it up there to get his positioning sorted. Didn't he? Entertaining so far. Mixture of entertaining and tense, isn't it, Callum? But, yeah, really picked up after a cagey first 10 minutes. Corner for Brentford. Jensen, right-footed from the left, is going to take it. In it comes. Flat delivery. Knocked on by Pinnock. And half cleared. Here's Fosu. Fosu, right wing. Gets it on his left. It's Fosu versus Solanke. Fosu took too long there. His cross is headed away, but he's got it back. Nice 1-2 there with Pinnock and Fosu. Fosu plays it inside Norgard. Lovely football. Where's the cross, though, Bees? Step over by Fosu. It's going to go back to Pinnock. Pinnock on the left. He's going to put it in. Nice-looking ball and a very cool header. I think it was Jeff Lerma. Nodded it back to Begovic. And here is Lerma again. Lerma, lovely ball out to Billing. Oh, poor feet by Billing. And Pinnock, who's on the wrong side, hadn't quite got back into shape there. Takes it off him and Fosu knocks it back. And Norgard is going to help the reset for Brentford here. Here is Norgard, centre circle. Lovely ball through the lines to Force, to Jensen. Canos down the left. Norgard. Good football. Norgard across to Janssen. Bournemouth back in shape. No one wants to commit too many forward in these ones, do they? They're looking for that quality pass through without necessarily getting too many players ahead of the ball. Both sides. Alistair says it's opening up now. It is compared to the first 10 where no one got ahead of the ball, but there's still that sense of a little bit of caution from both teams. David Brooks is sat on his backside and one of the doctors is looking at his right foot. Brooks doesn't look impressed, but he doesn't look in great pain. Looks like it's either the ankle or the sole of the foot. I can't quite tell. He's just nodded to the bench, so I think he's going to continue. Brooks, one of the best moments of the game, played that beautiful ball inside the fullback. Well, it's inside the left centre-back, in fact. It was inside Pinnock for Smith. We know he's really good, Brooks. Hasn't quite reached the heights we saw maybe at Sheffield United this season, but he's definitely got it in the locker, hasn't he? Congratulations to Leicester. Wow, Leicester winning the FA Cup at the weekend. I think I can second that one. Oh, Jensen, dangerous ball there, and it's swept up by Solanke. Solanke to Pearson. Here is Brooks, and lovely slide tackle there by Canos, who fist pumps after. He loves that. Brooks went down. Has a quick smirk at him. It's a good tackle by Canos there. Not disproportionate force. Took the ball nice and clean. And throw in to Bournemouth down the left. 29-34 on the clock. Smith is going to take the throw. You just worry a little bit if you're a Brentford fan seeing Canos fist pumping a hefty slide tackle. He doesn't want to get too hyped up. He's not a defender by trade, and defending shouldn't be an emotional thing. It should be a bit more of a studious thing, I think. But we'll see. And nodded inside. Here's Kelly in the box, and his cross is blocked out. Danjuma, lovely back heel down the line to Lloyd Kelly again. Furthest forward, the left back spin. Oh, he's offside from the back heel. There we go. There is the Benjamin Bloom Clips channel. Go and follow that. Whenever I say something stupid on here, it gets clipped and put on that channel, and I get mocked. It's all good fun. Go and give it a subscribe. Ben, you're legend. Hope you're well. I'm good. Good, matey. I'm just about to have one of these issues where my eye starts to stream, midstream, if you will. Here's Tony coming short. Lovely ball by Tony. Jensen coming forward down the right-hand side. Jensen with Cook. Jensen crosses in, headed clear. Tony, edge of the box here. Gets it on the right foot. Can't get a shot off. Jensen, right side. Jensen crosses in, forced near post. Canos is there. Canos puts it back across goal. Tony, will it fall for him? Not quite. Fosu now is going to pick it up. Left-hand side. Fosu, he's inside the box. Fosu tries to clip it in, blocked out by Ben Pearson. And a foul by Tariq Fosu. Scary moments there. Scary moments. Wouldn't quite fall for the goal machine Tony in the box there. Pearson took one in the chest there. Remember, you're only ever a foot away from a horrible handball decision in modern football, aren't you? So, gotta be careful there. 31:50 on the clock. Ben Pearson jumps up. Good battle in that central midfield between Pearson and Lerma. Fosu's in there, Force and Tony, all in that area of the pitch. You have to say Pearson and Lerma are playing it quite well at the moment. Big header by Pinnock away. And Carter Vickers returns it, just boots it back down the ground. Little bit of League Two stuff there, but it's on the floor again now. And Brooks again, lovely ball by him. Smith crosses, back post, good header by Ruslev. Can Danjuma keep it in? Yes, he can. He's quick as you like, isn't he? Danjuma versus Ruslev. Danjuma, lovely feet as ever. Gets it on the right. Nice little reverse ball to Billing. Billing, poor back heel. Couldn't match Danjuma's quality there, could Billing. Brentford playing out there. Danjuma had a little nibble at Pontus Jansson's heel there. I think he got away with that one. Keep an eye on that. Here is Kelly into Danjuma. Narrow. Good ball by Danjuma. Brooks tried to get a touch on that. Jansson's played it in to David Raya, who gets it clear. And there's a foul by Lloyd Kelly on, I think it was Matthias Jensen. Who started Leicester's rise? Whoever scouted Kante. There we go. I'll give you that one. Someone will probably tell you who that was. Steve. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember. Anyway, well done, Leicester. Steve Cook is just having a chat with referee Robinson. Not about anything he's done. I think referee Robinson is just telling Bournemouth captain Steve Cook that Lloyd Kelly's going to get booked for the next foul he commits, or as Owen says, that's never a foul on Jensen. One back by Pearson again. Smith, he was heading in the wrong direction there. Sergi Canos. Ivan Toney would do well to just have a quick chat with Sergi Canos, because there's been hyped up and then there's Joe Hart levels of being too hyped up, isn't there? And Sergi Canos, I think, needs to just get a lid on his emotions here. He looks a bit too wound up for this one, doesn't he? Barnsley and Lincoln up. We will see. Lincoln would be fun in the Championship, wouldn't they? Here is Begovic with the free kick, and he's gone long with that one into the right channel. Pinnock heads it up in the air. And away, Ben Pearson forward. He's playing well, Pearson. It's his type of game when it's tight and frenetic, isn't it? Force tries to touch that off to Tony. Doesn't manage it. Lloyd Kelly wide to Danjuma. Ruslev, nice and tight, wins it. And Jensen plays it off Kelly. It's going to be a throw into Brentford. On they go. Ref has played the game well so far. I'm sure someone will be complaining about something soon. Steve. You can get a time sync. George, we're going to be at 36 minutes. I can give you a countdown as well in 3, 2, 1, sync. Jamie, tight game here as expected. Preaching to the choir there, Jamie. 27 of the wins in the first leg playoffs have been by 1 goal. And then I think it was something like 8 or 9 were by 2, and then virtually none. I think 3 by 3 goals, and only Barnsley 4, Birmingham 0 in 2000. The 1 4-goal win. Ruslev trying to get in the box. Kelly plays him well there. Danjuma, just overdid that. Gives the ball away. Yanel into Fosu, edge of the box. Fosu knocks it off. Canos shooting position, drives the shot, deflects and over the top. Be very interesting to see if Sky have got an angle from behind that one. And they have. Where was this shot going from Canos? Right in the corner, wasn't it? I think Begovic was going the right way. It hit Jeff Lerma. And out it went for a corner. Corner to Brentford, 37-11 on the clock. First blood, not been taken yet. Brentford have the set play. Can't see the taker. They're concentrating on the middle. Jensen takes it. Tony's there on the near post. Goes loose. Canos puts it in. Pinnock can't win it. Good defending by Bournemouth. And Fosu has missed his kick. And now here comes Solanke. It's a big break. Now Solanke is 2v2. Solanke drives forward. Oh, it's not the right pass. And you have to say, Mads Ruslev played that really well. He didn't commit and go straight in with Solanke, who was carrying the ball. And he waited for others to come back. And then it was blocked out. Solanke just didn't quite get his foot in. He kind of stumbled at the start of that and couldn't quite play in his teammates there. Should have done better. Well, he didn't make the pass, did he? Raya knocks that one long. Canos wins it in the air. Lerma, quality from Lerma there, brilliant. Wins it, plays it. Deep central midfielder's job, and that's a really dreadful ball by Lloyd Kelly, who goes really, really too long for the corner. Right, let's have a look here. It was Fosu, and yeah, he just loses his footing at the beginning, drives away then Solanke. Ruslev narrows the angle, and yeah, he plays it behind Danjuma and Brooks with the outside of the right foot. I think we're seeing more pushing and pulling and all sorts in the penalty box, and players hitting the deck. None of which looked as good a sort of penalty shout, if that's what Sky are looking for, as the one on Fosu, maybe about 10 minutes in. Here's Ruslev. Jensen back. And knocked forward and out of play. 39-30 on the clock. Should have gone for the fake pass, dribble himself. You can see he didn't want to take it on the left foot, did he, Solanke, there? And I think Ruslev knew that as well. They were quite well scouted on that one. And he was shown the left foot the whole time. If you're catching up with my season reviews, I'm just going down the league table. So it's going to be Stoke next and then Blackburn. We try and fit him in. It's very busy here. Danjuma's swapped wings actually for the time being, and he wins a corner there, forces it off Yanel. Liam, was there ever a Benjamin Bloom themed pint glass in the end? I've just moved house, so it'd be. We must do this. I'll have a look at all of this stuff in the close season, but yes, we should do that, shouldn't we? We've got that glorious logo. There you can see it up there. Be good to get that in a pint glass, wouldn't it? Good shout, Liam. Someone email me, remind me about that. I've also got the schedule. I realise I haven't put it up. There we go. Right, corner to Bournemouth, and it goes flat. Cook wins the header. Good save by Raya. Falls to Brooks, and he drives the shot in. Good save, David Raya there. Steve Cook looked completely unmarked to head that towards the corner, and Raya gets down and makes a good save. The marking all askew there. Raya does really well actually, because he's got Tony and Solanke right in his eye line. It's not quite in the corner, but it's travelling. Good save by David Raya there. Canos, Fosu helps it on. Ooh, Carter Vickers went through his man there. I didn't quite see who it was. I don't think referee Robinson's very eager to get the yellow card out. It was Marcus Force. Carter Vickers properly smashed him there, didn't he? Pontus Janssen is, of course, having a word with referee Robinson about that one. Good save. Excellent save. What a great save. Agree. Thomas Frank's having a word with Sergi Canos. I wonder if he's telling him to calm down like we were suggesting. Big save. Yeah, he did well. It was quite easy for Cook to find the space. He went near, just moved back around the crowd. And I think it was Steve Cook against Matthias Jensen, which is a quite desirable matchup from a Bournemouth point of view, if you like, in the air. So keep an eye on that one, guys, on set plays. Here's Kelly, narrow. Brooks and Danjuma have swapped wings. This has been about 5 minutes now. Brooks down the line for Kelly, cleared, and Jensen's going to... Oh, it's a poor ball. I was going to say, get that clear. Steve Cook steps out and grabs it. Here's Danjuma now on the other side. Danjuma, good feet. He's inside the box. Pinnock gets it clear. And, Pearson's won it. No foul on Fosu. Pearson does well, does really well. Good feet. Back it goes. Smith, Pearson. Lovely play by Pearson. Smith again. Cross. No. Inside to Billing. Pearson went down. Sorry, Smith went down. And Billing's cross is charged down and cleared. So it's now going to be Danjuma versus Canos. Maybe that was what Thomas Frank was having a word with Sergi Canos about. Although, has Tariq Fosu just dropped in there? He looks like he's playing deeper than Sergi Canos at the moment. I wonder whether they've just stuck him in there at left wing back and Canos has been moved forward. We'll have a look. Have a look at the team shape in a second when they reset. And it's a free kick in the corner, in the left-hand, sort of left-back position. Smith's down now, the Bournemouth right back. He's pulled his left sock down and he's taken the shin pad out. I don't know what's going on there. I think Jack Stacey is on the bench. Oh, please don't talk to me about away goals. Yeah, poisonous things. I'm all for away goals when both sides have got the same amount of minutes to score them. But away goals right through the first 10 years did count double. And then rightly removed in the year 2000. Headed on by Pinnock. Chest down by Force. And Lerma tries to get a touch on it. Here's Jensen and Cook clears. Brooks, lovely touch, but it just doubled up on him. Janssen, Roslev, and who's down now? Steve Cook's down now. And he looks like he is in some pain this time, Cook. Few of the Bournemouth, well, two of the Bournemouth back four have gone down in the last minute or two. I think Smith's going to go and get some treatment. Cook is flat out on his back, and he looks like he's in some pain. We're into first half stoppage time. What happened here then? Looked very innocuous. Oh, we've got a better angle now. Oh, it looks like he's tweaked a muscle, actually just clearing the ball there, Cook. Went down like one of those little toys where you squeeze them and they just oh, and Cook's going to come off. I think Cook's done a muscle in the back of his right leg. So we suspect Chris Mepham will come on. Yeah, he's already getting his shirt on. Bournemouth captain Steve Cook is going to be out of this one. And if that's a pull, or worse still, a tear, then that'll be him done for the next two legs as well. I'm not a doctor, but if it's a tear, he's going to be 3 or 4 weeks out. We will see. Bad news for Bournemouth. Chris Mepham, the former Brentford centre-back, is going to come on. And Steve Cook is going to come off. They'll hope that's a strain rather than a pull, or worse still, a tear. Steve Cook pulls his shirt over his head. Ivan Toney shakes hands with Steve Cook, and off the Bournemouth captain goes. That's bad news. Canos shakes hands with him as well. I think he's just telling him he's done whatever it is in the back of his right leg. Chris Mepham comes on, and we'll find out what Steve Cook has done. He's just having a word with Woodgate. He's walked himself off, so he could be back. He could be back for Saturday. But now, Chris Mepham versus Ivan Toney. And Ivan Toney will be thinking, right, let's get amongst this guy now. Mepham, not a terrible replacement, agreed, but he's coming in cold, isn't he? And he's just got to feel his way into the game, and he's obviously going against the top scorer in the league. Here is Toney. We're well into stoppage time, by the way. Sorry. Lost track there. And Kelly, Mepham got his first touch, played it into Kelly. Here's Brooks. Remember, he's left now. Dan Juma, right. We're going to get the first yellow card now. Roslev gets easily beaten by David Brooks. Roslev's arguing with that, but referee Robinson's got that exactly right. Brooks did him. Pull back, yellow card all day there. And the switch of wings, actually, from Dan Juma and Brooks has kind of caught Brentford out a little bit, hasn't it? They weren't set up for that, so the free kick is put in by Brooks, nodded down by Carter Vickers, and Ivan Toney smashes that into the sky. And it's half time. It's very tight. It's pretty entertaining. Cagey first 10 minutes. Penalty shout for Brentford early on. Fosu got a hit underneath when he was challenging for the ball. 2 big chances for Bournemouth. Phil Billing shanks one wide after a great ball by David Brooks inside the fullback. Knocked back. And yeah, Billing just couldn't quite sort his technique out. Yanel in on him. Dom Solanke hits the outside of the post. On chances, Bournemouth are edging it. Steve Cook goes out at the end of the first half. Injured. John says, huge loss for Bournemouth. Mepham has been poor this season. We're playing at left centre-back as opposed to right centre-back. Toney, if he stays on, will stand on Mepham now. That was exactly what I was trying to say. John has said it far more articulately than I did. But Mepham versus Toney, Mepham coming in towards half-time. Tony will fancy that one. Should we have a look at the numbers, and then we can have a bit of a chit-chat in the comments there. There's your first half numbers. 55-45 on the possession in Brentford's favour. No shots on target for Brentford in that first half. One shot on target for Bournemouth. One more shot at goal for Bournemouth as well. 2 corners to 1. One big chance to 0. I don't know which one SofaScorer, I haven't seen any XG numbers, will class, but it will be one of the 2 I mentioned for Dom Solanke or Philip Billing. Tight. 12 clearances to 10, 9 tackles to 5. Just a very tight game. And I just think in terms of actual chance creation, I think Bournemouth are just edging it. Get your comments in on the first half. Can you feel the tension? You've got to love the playoffs. Guys, please indulge me for 2 minutes while I just do a quick little sponsorship read. Get yourself one of these bad boys from Cards Plug. Look at that. You too can have your face as gormless as mine. Hopefully not as gormless as mine. Get one of these at Cards Plug. Visit cardsplug.com/Bloom. 20% off your order. Enter discount code Bloom. Get your rating, your position, your nationality. You can even get the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel badge on that one. And look at that. 95 passing. A group of independent football scientists decreed that I had 95 passing. Of course, they did. Cardsplug.com/Bloom. Enter the discount code Bloom at checkout. They will also, for a few quid more, they'll give you a wall fitting kit, which then magnetizes on. I've got one, but obviously we're doing the reads at the moment while the sponsorship is live. They'll do your next day delivery as well. So if you've got a gamer in the family, just go and check them out. Cardsplug.com/Bloom. Enter discount code Bloom at checkout. Have a look down the bottom there. We're going to switch streams. Don't cross the streams. At the end of this one, we have a little 5-minute break probably, and then we're going to head across to the Barnsley and Swansea semi-final, which will be, we'll start our stream at 8 p.m. So you will have to go from one stream to the other. Tomorrow, we will pick out some big moments and the best moments, etc., and maybe clip a few of them up. And I'll do you match reviews of these games tomorrow on the channel. More season reviews coming as well. And of course, we will be live tomorrow night in this same slot, and we're going to be watching who's going to be making a move possibly up to the Championship. You see down there, Oxford United versus Blackpool. 6th against 3rd is the Tuesday night playoff. We'll also be here on Wednesday for Lincoln versus Sunderland. Right, shall we get into the chat and see what you guys are saying? Liam, legend, $4.99 on the super chat. Thanks, Liam. He supported me all season. I want to say thank you for a great season. Content has been superb from start to finish. Thank you, Liam. It's not over yet. Not over yet. 99, focus. Absolutely. Right, what do we say? 99 bias left at the door. Of course, Shadow Ninja. I reckon a 0-0 ending. Well, I think we've had 8 0-0s in the 62 playoff semi-final first legs. There's that penalty shout. I don't like them. The ball up in the air and the kick of the leg from underneath. We've seen a few of them given this season as penalties. And I think Sky are trying to suggest that Ben Pearson is in the way. I don't know. We've seen them given, let's just say. Anyone know a good solicitor for house moving? They don't exist, Lee. And my sister's one, but I love my sister, obviously. Right. Maybe Barnsley and Swansea. What? If you haven't found this game entertaining, then I really don't know. Can we get away from this reductive idea that if there's no goals in 45 minutes of football. This has been thoroughly entertaining. Lots of good stuff. Very tense and on edge. Two evenly matched teams going at it in a playoff semi-final first leg. Hopefully, you guys that subscribe to this channel understand that it's not the more goals in a game, the better it is. Just showing Dom Solanke hitting the post. I think it might have come off Ethan Pinnock. And there's the stave from Steve Cooper. Sky say penalty. Well, look, I'm in the seen them given camp for sure. Too many, but I'm also in the too many soft penalties this season. My take again is I don't want to see them given as penalties, but we've seen so many of them given with the wafty, dangly leg. It's a real thing that players are looking out for. It's been far more entertaining than the dross Premier League games that's been on the last week. Those moments where you jump up and scream at a close visitor, they're just so dull, aren't they, Jake? Yeah, of course they are, aren't they? Callum was going to say Dalsgaard on for Ruslev, but he's got into the game as it went on. Well, and Callum, if you're Mads Ruslev and you're seeing after half an hour Danjuma is swapping wings, you know you probably did all right for the first half hour. Where's Lewis Cook out? He's sadly out for the season. Paul? No Lewis Cook, unfortunate injury problem. He would likely be playing in this game, but sometimes you happen upon something, don't you? And Cook went out injured, and that's kind of when the Lerma Pearson thing with billing at 10 started as well. So hard to call a winner, isn't it, Jess Amanda? Although, you know, when you get back to Brentford, if it's still level, then would you give them advantage there? Matthew, legend, mate of mine. Marcondes to grab a goal. You heard it here first. And Matthew won't mind me telling you when he says Marcondes. Guess who Matthew works for? Someone guess in the chat as he's predicting a Brentford win. Where is Josh Da Silva? He's been out injured for a while. Sue Hybe, hope I've not butchered your name there. QPR forever, legendary. £5 super chat. Is Dazelle any good? Yes, he is. Technically, he's very good. He's been at a dodgy club for the last few years. And he's also been at a club where his dad is a legend as well. So it might do Andre Dazelle. I mean, he's going to have to go and live in West London, obviously, which may not help. But I think it'd be a good move for all parties, Dazelle to QPR. Talk about Macaulay Bonne coming the other way. Seen that billing chance again. He simply has to score. Does he just get put off, John? Does he think that Janelt's going to come in and is he waiting for contact or something? I don't know. Not like him, though, because he's been very good coming onto those sort of situations in that number 10 position. We thought he was going to stroke that one in the corner. Right, I think we're on the last ad break for Sky. So we should be into the second half fairly soon. Brentford to improve in the final third in the second half. Phil, they haven't been all out. They've just been a little bit more, I'm not talking much, a little bit more cautious than they normally. When we watch Brentford, midfielders high, fullbacks, wing-backs high, they've just been a little bit more cautious, haven't they? So how good is it to have a crowd at the stadium? 100%, yeah. Force has been rather quiet. Agreed, Chris. And Carter Vickers knows that as well because he smashed him at the end of the half, didn't he? I think Carter Vickers feels like he's winning that battle. But Chris, I think it's all about Mepham versus Tony rather than Carter Vickers versus Force, maybe. Isn't it? Being kind there, Benny has enough quality. But yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I'm just a kind bloke, aren't I? Do you see any of Wickham's players getting a move back to the Championship? Ikpeazu, Mehmeti, possibly. Depends if Gareth Ainsworth goes somewhere. We thought Gareth Ainsworth might go to Preston, didn't we? Jensen has been poor. Well, I mean, maybe that's a little bit unfair, Suhaib, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Sorry if I'm not. He has been told, get out to that right-hand side when Kelly's on the ball and there's a ball onto either Danjuma or then Brooks. So We'll see. Paula, Agent Metham. Yes, an ex-Brentford player. How about a general live stream? We've done that a few times, Noel. So, yeah, I'm happy to do that in the post-season. Or, well, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Iain, Miller's 10 departures, including some loanees in there as well. The Millers, the masters of getting relegated and then getting back promoted. Indeed. Oh, it is half time. It is Bournemouth 0, Brentford 0. Bournemouth just edging it, I think, in the first half. The numbers tell us that, but two-legged game. No one really goes hell for leather in that first quarter of the two-legged tie. Do they? Keep your comments coming in. There's loads of people here watching. Thank you so much. You can see down the bottom there, you can support via Super Chat, Patreon, Teesprings, buy some merch, all of that good stuff. But for the princely sum of absolutely nothing, please keep your comments coming in and subscribe. 16,200 subscribers. Great little surge for us at the end of the season. What else are we saying in the chat? Blues have offered Halilovic a contract. Dan Crowley, yeah, I'd take him for Ipswich for sure. I think Fosu Canos is being targeted. There's definitely something there. Agree. 10th time lucky for Brentford. Yes, it would have to be, won't it? What else are we saying? Norwich and Rotherham have a symbiotic relationship. I think Norwich and Fulham have a symbiotic relationship, keep missing each other. That's a big word for a Norwich fan, Russ, isn't it? Excellent from you. Love to see that. Cardiff, Borough and Coventry all submitted bids for Luton's James Collins. Look, Callum throws in there, Coventry born. You love to see it. Did I hear Danny Murphy's down TalkSport? No, I did not. What did he say? Did I come up with the parachute cartel? No, the Premier League did when they decided to give him 45 million quid every season. But there we go. Aaron, Grimsby fan. Welcome, sir. I used to hate going to Grimsby, which always used to lose. Or not win, at least. I think Grimsby had up front. It was really good. Jack Lester. Remember Jack Lester went on and played for Forest. He always used to play really well against us. There we go. Up the baggies. Nice one, Jacob. Funny feeling Barnsley will buck the trend. Ben, thank you for everything this season. Yeah, Ben, it's such a shame. I was going to meet Ben, if I'm getting the right Ben. Had some Wickham tickets, but we just couldn't quite do it when those stadiums opened in the middle here. It's been in your company. Imagine Posher. I'm the son of a high school secretary and a hire plant worker. There we go. But thank you, Russ. I'll take the compliment. Do you think Parrott is overhyped? A little bit, yeah. But look, don't blame anyone for going into Ipswich and not being very good. Not their fault, probably. Fulham fan here. Welcome. And yeah, join us for next season as well. Who was that incredible Italian Grimsby had? I don't remember. Anyone remember that? Who was the one that West Brom had? Enzo Maresca. I think he went on to play for Juventus as well. Incredible. Austin and Field staying. That sounds good. Danny Murphy's candid admission on leaving football today. Oh, I'll have to read that before I comment on that. No, that looks like heavy stuff. Comes from a place of love. You love to see it. Right. Brentford players staying out of the rain here. It's hammering down. They're just about to come out the bees. Who do I want to win the playoffs? D. Buckton, may the best team win. It's all I can say. I have no bias here. I think the people's champions are obviously Barnsley, aren't they? They seem to have a lot of love this season, coming up from League One and getting there in 2 seasons. Remember also, Sheffield United did it, didn't they? League one season and then promotion. They got automatic as well, didn't they? So heroic things have been done. Brentford have built year on year. Swansea and Bournemouth, both recent Premier League teams. Right. Here comes the second half. Cheers, everybody. It is Bournemouth 0, Brentford 0. Good matchup, this one. and it is half time. Big hoof forward to start the second half. If anyone wants a time stamp, we'll give you one maybe on 47 minutes. Let me know. Will I be covering Villa in the Premier League? Yes. So next season, dearly departed, that show will be Leeds, Villa, Norwich, Watford, and whoever wins this playoff tournament, you love to see it. Chris, yeah, we'll do it. Being it's channel royalty, Chris asking, we'll do it on 46 minutes then. We'll give you time thinking about 20 seconds, guys, okay? 45:40 on the clock. Throw in, which Pontus Jansson is taking his sweet time over. And I will give you a timestamp here for 46 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sync. So if you're watching through the internet on Now TV or for a smart TV maybe, or on Sky Go, sometimes you're a minute or so behind. So pause me and make sure I'm not calling the action ahead of what you are seeing. I didn't get the message about the Pepsi. Am I having to stop drinking it again? Here's Fosu. Overload on the left if he can find Canos. Canos is in space here. Canos against Smith. Canos crosses it into the back post. Good header by Lloyd Kelly on the cover. The rain is coming down as we expected it would. Jensen cross cleared by Kelly again on the near post. Knocked back in. Remember, Bournemouth are going to have to play the second half minimum, really. What is Pontus Jansson doing there with Solanke? Climbing all over the back of him, and he gets a yellow card. Who'd have thunk it? Jansson with the yellow card. Yes, Bournemouth are going to be defended in this second half without their captain, Steve Cook. To be fair, Solanke does a good job there shielding the ball. And Jansson goes into referee Robinson's book. I think Roslev is the only other player on a yellow. Keep an eye on those two. There's one in the channel, Carter Vickers. He's strong as you like, isn't he? Does well to deal with that. Where's he going now, though? Got a bit of a, I didn't want that pass from Kelly. Does get a bit of a lucky bounce, but I think he deserved his luck there. Metham plays that across and into the front. Solanke, good hold up there. Brooks is now back over on the right wing and Dan Juma on the left wing. So they've swapped back. Does look like, oh no, I was going to say Fosu's over on the left, but it does look like Canos is still wing back. Here's Pearson for Bournemouth. Jansson yellow, surprise, surprise, hey? Who would have thunk it? How's his big game temperament? Can he play on a yellow card in a playoff semi-final? Remember, real killer blow, isn't it? 2 yellows in the first leg. Not only you're out of the rest of that leg, you're out the second leg as well, suspended. Jansson versus Lerma. Look, I'm sure there's some, what do you call it in cricket? Sledging. Some trash talking going on in Jansson's direction. You know it's happening, but hey, all part of the game, isn't it? Here's Pearson. Pearson to Brooks. Brooks into the 10. Good block by Janelt. Pearson. Pearson plays it out wide to Smith. Smith back inside to Pearson. Solanke comes short. Poor touch, but took it away from Jensen, who couldn't clear. Out wide it goes to Kelly. Into Lerma. Lerma. Oh, Brooks. Clever idea. Solanke wasn't on the same wavelength there. Brooks tried to play it around the corner and Solanke didn't make the run. The pass was the right way, but Solanke wanted it into feet. Tony knocks that one off to Jensen. Jensen's got Roslev outside him. Here's Roslev high up the pitch. Roslev first time cross. Not a good one. And it's out for a throw to Brentford. when Mads Sørensen is playing for Brentford, they do like a long throw. He's not on the pitch. So off it goes to Pontus Jansson. Down the line again. Now Jensen crossing position. He just feeds it inside to Tony. Tony back to Roslev. Roslev to Jensen. Jensen drills that one in low. It's off Jeff Lerma. And it's a corner to Brentford. Good football there. Slow, patient build-up down the right. Jensen joining Roslev down that right-hand side. And in the end, forcing a corner. I reiterate, Bournemouth without Steve Cook in the defence. And as ever on a Brentford set play, keep your eye on Ethan Pinnock. The corner is on the right-hand side for the Bees. I'm assuming Jensen is going to be the taker right-footed. So expect an outswinger or a flat one in. Referee Robinson wants to talk to Ivan Toney and Cameron Carter-Vickers. Neither of them listen to a word he says. And they're both going to go back to wrestling with each other on the back post. Here we go. In comes the corner, left-footed, in fact. Good header by Carter-Vickers. Roslev wins it back. Jensen, nice touch, feeds it down the line. Janelt, who it was that took the corner, surprised me. In it goes to the back post, headed down, overhead kick by Norgard over the top. It was recycled in the end, and it was Pinnock. They managed to get in 1v1 with Lloyd Kelly, wins it easily. And yeah, it wasn't a striker. It was a central midfielder playing centre back, and reasonable chance that actually. Norgard couldn't quite control it. 52:09 on the clock. The rain keeps coming down. We keep having these 10, 15-minute showers, so we expect it might pass. See what it's like up in Barnsley for the next one at 8 o'clock, or 8:15 rather. Slid forward. Force can't control it. I don't suspect Marcus Force is going to finish the game. Now it's worked out. Danjuma on the left-hand side. Danjuma plays it early, but the offside flag has gone up. And Jeff Lerma is on the deck. Didn't see what happened there. Oh, actually, yeah, he's caught by Vitali Janelt. We only got the wide shot from the camera. We're going to get a better one here. Yeah, it's just a little bit late there. Don't know whether that warrants a yellow. Looked like a foul to me, though. Hello, Sam. Worst playoff memory. Mate, my team's been in the playoffs 8 times and won once and lost on away goals twice to teams that they finished higher than in the league. So, yeah. Plenty of bad ones in there. Into the channel it goes for Roslev. Knocks it back to Tony. Good play. Tony. Oh, nice ball into Fosu. Fosu's in the box. Crossing position now. Roslev takes his time. Stood up by Lloyd Kelly. Roslev goes down, gets back up. And now Pontus Jansson's over on the right wing. And that's given away. And now, can they get a turnover? Yes, they can. Here come Bournemouth down the right-hand side. David Brooks, 1v1. They've got loads flooding forward. Here's Danjuma into the box. Huge chance! And Danjuma has scored for Bournemouth. Bournemouth take the lead. Pontus Jansson gets caught up the pitch. They managed to turn the ball over, transition quickly, and Bournemouth have first blood. And the main man, Danjuma, has got the goal. They managed to get out of that corner. Brentford too high up the pitch. We knew Jansen was out of position. Up they come. It's a switch of play. Brooks plays exactly the right pass, and Danjuma scores the first goal of this playoff semi-final. 6th place lead against 3rd. It was a lovely ball by Solanke to play in David Brooks. Great ball by Brooks. And Danjuma in that position was never going to miss, was he? Strokes it in with his right foot into the far corner. It's a counter-attack. Brentford caught up the pitch, and Arnott Danjuma, who everybody fated before this game as an important player, does the business. Woodgate celebrates, punches the air. Bournemouth 1, Brentford 0. Bournemouth are in front, and the cat is amongst the pigeons in this playoff semi-final first leg. Woof. A foul there on Vitali Janelt. Goodness me. Brooks picked the right pass for once. Jansen, he did get caught high and dry, didn't he? Lift off. Absolutely. Come on, bees, says George. Feeling fancy. Can we have a look at the live league table? We're in knockout football now, Gaza. No live league table here. And Thomas Frank is immediately going to bring on Marcondes and Buemo, and Rico Henry is going to make his return. So we're going to get triple substitution from Brentford imminently. They are behind. Danjuma has scored. It is Bournemouth 1, Brentford 0. Big free kick. Pinnock, as ever, wins the first ball on his own there. Fosu following up down the left wing. Fosu crosses to the back post. And out it goes. Bournemouth lead 1-0. Suicide by Brentford. They got caught really high up the pitch. I spent half time saying it was quite cautious. The one time where the right centre-back and the right wing-back hemmed in that corner, and Bournemouth really punished them, didn't they? Good ball by Solanke, good ball by Brooks, good finish by Danjuma. Simple, but Bournemouth have the lead. Just had to open the fake news sin bin there. It is 1-0 to Bournemouth. Right, here comes the triple change that we were expecting. It is Force, Fosu and Roslev off. Henry, Marcondes and Buemo. So we've got a left back, a central midfielder and a winger coming on. A forward, a 10 and a wing back off. I wonder if they'll go to a back four. We're about to find out. As Marcondes comes in. It could be the same shape. We'll find out whether they stick with the front two or whether they get a back four going. Remember, traditionally, Thomas Frank has been 4-3-3, hasn't he? But unfortunately, all I can see is Asmir Begovic, so we can't talk about the team shape just yet. It does look like Buemo is going up top with Tony. And it looks like Norgard is still in defence. So we'll figure out what's happening at wing-back. Looks like Canos is going to play right wing-back, possibly. Rico Henry's going to play left wing-back. And it looks like this shape hasn't changed to me. Hit that like button if you're watching in the stream. Helps bring other people in. Hit subscribe if you have not already. It's Bournemouth 1, Brentford 0. First blood to Bournemouth in this one. Why didn't Henry start? I guess they're easing him back. He's been out for probably 2.5 months, hasn't he? And here he is on the ball. Rico Henry into Norgard. Norgard back to Henry. And Marcondes. And Bournemouth move away. Lerma tries to switch the play. He has found Solanke. Canos does well to just nick that off him. And yeah, so I can confirm the system is the same. Norgard still dropped in there in between the two centre halves. Marcondes has joined Yenelt in midfield. Henry and Canos are the wing backs, and Buemo's gone up top. Is Jensen going to play 10 or is Marcondes? We'll see. Oh, nice little knockoff by and Buemo! And it's into the side netting from Matthias Jensen. He gets forward well, drove the shot. Wondered whether he snuck that one in the corner. Oof. Smacks it hard. Begovic is there covering a lovely touch by Brian and Buemo. Really hits it true, but I think Begovic has possibly got that covered. Although sometimes with that amount of power, it can go through the keeper. Can't it? 1-0 to Bournemouth at Christmas, but Bees came back to win a long way back. Scored a lot earlier in that game, though, John, didn't they? Bournemouth are deadly from counter-attacks with that speed. Well, and they can now sit on a goal lead as well, can't they? Remember, Brentford came back from losing the first leg last season against Swansea. They lost the first leg 1-0. They won the second leg 3-1, if I'm remembering that correctly. So they've been here before and still made the final, which they lost in extra time, of course. Here is Pinnock. Pinnock to Norgard in that sort of sweeper position. Norgard in behind looking for Rico Henry. Good gather by Asmir Begovic. Game's opening up, says Ethan. The more Brentford commit, the more there is there for Bournemouth on the counter. Foul by Yenelt on David Brooks. Chris, we'll give you a time check in a second. In fact, we'll give you a 62-minute time check in 3, 2, 1, sync. How's Yenelt not been booked yet? It does feel like he's had a few fouls, doesn't it? Here is Billing, knocks it back to Brooks. Pearson back to Brooks. Bournemouth patient. And Buemo jockeys. Pearson, Brooks on the right-hand side again. Nice ball into Solanke. Touch, turn, gets away from Janssen easily there. Lerma plays it out to Danjuma, the goal scorer. Danjuma versus Canos. Bournemouth are like that. He's beaten him. Danjuma comes inside. Danjuma plays it out to Smith now. Smith, Billing is onside. He leaves it to Danjuma. Danjuma crosses in, headed out as far as Brooks. Brooks in the penalty box. Cannot work the opportunity. Goodness me. There was a moment there where I think Billing left it for Danjuma. If he crosses first time, it looked like a clear opening, didn't it? But, Tony, brilliant bit of hold-up play by Ivan Tony there to knock that off to Jensen. Real open stuff now. Marcondes. Marcondes wide to Henry. Henry back to Marcondes into Buemo. Jensen. And Buemo tries to get inside Carter Vickers, and Buemo does well. Carter Vickers is so strong. I've said that already in this game. Always gets his body in the way and rarely commits the foul. And Buemo's made a difference since he's been on. Remember, he came off the bench to score in this one just a few weeks back, really, wasn't it? Corner for Brentford, 63:52 on the clock. Here it comes from Jensen. Begovic drops it, gathers it. I think referee Robinson has given a foul. Begovic says, thank you for keeping an eye on me. Not too much in it, to be fair. Didn't see Janssen really jump into him, but there you go. Keepers always get the protection. We usually do in the box. Stick or twist now for the Bees. Can't go chasing the game. 1-0 is recoverable. 100% agree with that. Two strong teams. Match. Good match for the neutral. Agreed. Brooks. He tries to pierce the defence for Danjuma there. In the main, Danjuma's been fairly quiet in this game, but when it mattered, he was at it, wasn't he? And stuck it in the corner with the right foot. Thomas Frank rallying from the touchline. Can they get that equalising goal? Throw in to Bournemouth. The Barnsley team is just being flashed up on Sky. That must mean, it's way past quarter past. Obviously, Mowat returns, DK Freezer and Woodrow starting up top. Let's have a look. We've just seen the Swansea team down here. We'll go chapter and verse on this. Oh, back four for Swansea. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And no Connor Roberts in the starting 11. Cooper goes pragmatic, I think. We'll talk about that. We're going to watch the whole game at 8 p.m. So don't worry too much about getting commenting on that, because we will be there on a separate stream for that one at 8 p.m. Oh, Jensen, lovely little flick away there. Marcondes, lots of space in central midfield ahead of him. Looks like the rain has stopped pouring down. Canos and Mbeumo, who's busied himself since he came on. And Mbeumo back to Canos. Good ball. Janel, edge of the box. Janel feeds it through Marcondes. Good goalkeeping by Begovic. Begovic seems certain that's a goal kick. I think it bounced back off Emi Marcondes. Yeah, he's right, Begovic. Goal kick. Hard to figure why four started ahead of Mbeumo. I guess it was just, Chris, that had been the starting lineup for the past few games. Toby, we need Rico Henry back. Key player, yeah. Well, look, I had to change the system when he went out, so that says how key he's been to them. That'd be something if we went back to 4-3-3 and started Henry and Dalsgaard in the second leg. 67-12 on the clock. Bournemouth 1, Brentford 0. Throwing on halfway to Lloyd Kelly, obviously down the left-hand side. Thomas Frank watches on in his second successive playoff season with the Bees. The Danish manager, Canos, big one forward. And Mbeumo running with Carter Vickers. And I think there's either an offside flag or it's an offside. Mbeumo was offside, made his run too early there. Yeah, good call by the linesman, who's nice and close to that one. So Brentford have made a triple substitution. Can they get the goal back? What's key is that they don't go 2 down. That's the difference, isn't it? And that's the knife edge. How much do you push for that equaliser? You'd obviously love to get it back to 1-1, but you don't want to risk going 2-0 in for that second leg. Knocked off there to Billing by Solanke, gets it back again, but one back by Sergi Canos, who surges down the line, if you'll excuse the pun. Lloyd Kelly makes the clearance. Alistair, Sunderland Lincoln Wednesday. We'll be covering, obviously, in not very long. In about 30 minutes, in fact, we'll be covering Swansea and their visit to Barnsley. And we'll be doing Oxford and Blackpool tomorrow, Sunderland and Lincoln on Thursday. Across it all here. Oh, crossed in from the right. And Mbeumo's made a difference since he's gone up. He's looked far more lively, hasn't he, than Force did. Metham makes the clearance. He's working Carter Vickers hard, isn't he, Brian Mbeumo? Corner to Brentford. Right wing back is Canos now, John, which would be desirable for you, my friend, a Bournemouth fan. Danjuma versus Canos. Can they get in 1v1 at any point in the next 20 minutes? Who's that down? I can't see his face. Terrible camera work from Sky. I think it's Ben Pearson. Yeah, from the beard. There you go. It's Ben Pearson is down in the central midfielder. We're just seeing the goal again, and look, Janssen gives it away high up the pitch, and it's a great counter-attack. It's a lovely... And that has been the only goal in this game. And here comes Henrik Dalsgaard. So to John's question a second about Brentford right wing back, it's not going to be Sergi Canos for much longer. We'll see if they stick with 3 at the back or whether he goes to a back 4 here, Thomas Frank. In the meantime, it's a corner to Brentford. The Bournemouth fans are applauding something. So maybe Ben Pearson is about to be substituted. He is. So Pearson has gone off. On comes Jack Stacey. That's an interesting one. Jack Stacey is obviously a right back. Ben Pearson is a central midfielder. So I don't know whether he's going to match up now and go 3 at the back. Woodgate, we will see. I don't see who else is going to drop into central midfield there. Here comes the corner from Jensen, floated to the back post. Dreadful corner. Out it goes. Pearson off. So Dalsgaard is coming on as well. Vitaly Janelt has gone off. So Canos stays on. We'll see if they keep the same system. It's all change. Yeah, Norgard is staying between Janssen and... Or is he? I wonder if they've gone back to a back 4 here, Brentford. We're having a good look at it now. And I'm wondering if Jack Stacey is going to play down the right wing, possibly, is he? That's where he is at the moment. We'll figure out what Woodgate's done in a minute. Need to figure out what Thomas Frank is doing. Lots of tweaky going on here. Yeah, so it looks like Bournemouth have gone with a back 4 now, and Jack Stacey's playing in front of Adam Smith. So it looks like Woodgate's trying to shut up shop there. There's definitely 2 right backs on for Bournemouth at the moment. Jensen plays into Norgard. Just need to figure out whether Brentford is still playing Norgard at the back. It looks like they are. Or are they? Very, very hard to tell when you can't see the whole pitch, isn't it? Here is Jensen. Norgard. Norgard, lovely switch of play. Canos, right side of the box. Stands up Kelly. Canos, crosses it in and it's cleared. Norgard plays that one up the line now. Canos. Picked up by Dalsgaard, his first touch. Just plays it ahead of him. And it's worked inside to Norgard and on to Jensen. Jensen plays that out wide. Rico Henry high and wide on the left-hand side. Nice feet by Henry. Beats Smith. Cannot find the cross. Woodgate does this often. Stacey goes to right midfield. Billing will drop with Lerma, and Brooks will play number 10. Thank you. Thank you, John. Remember, England used to do that with Wayne Bridge and Ashley Cole, didn't they? Double fullbacks down the side. So if John's right, it's sort of a 4-4-1-1 now. Danjuma on one side of midfield. Jack Stacey on the other. Brooks dropping in behind Solanke and Billing in that midfield area with Jeff Lerma. Dalsgaard wins the header, 75 on the clock. A typical tight playoff semi-final first leg. Dalsgaard just gets levered away by Solanke. It's a free kick to Brentford, quickly taken. And it does look like Brentford have gone to a back four now, finally getting a decent shot where Norgard is way ahead of the centre-halves. So, having got his full-backs back in the team, it looks like the old system's back. And it's Tony and Mbuemo, Marcondes possibly have Canos off the right-hand side. So it looks like the 4-3-3 is back for Bournemouth. Marcondes has been pulled up for a foul by the way. 76 on the clock. Begovic goal kick. Begovic tries to play it out wide where Billing's in an area with Henry that he would ultimately win, but the kick goes straight out for a throw-in. Nice ball by Janssen there into Norgard. On it goes to Dalsgaard, who's at right back now. And so we've got Norgard, Janssen and Marcondes in a midfield three now. Here is Marcondes. Canos ahead of him to the right. In it goes back to Marcondes. Janssen, lovely ball slip through. Norgard crosses low and Bremo, how's he missed? Oh my goodness me. What a chance. It's an open goal. Really good football. Norgard working down the right-hand side, put in low across the box, and Mbuemo has to score. He's sliding in. Yes, I accept. Oh my goodness me. Yes, I accept that the ball's moving quickly. Oh, that is a miss and a half. How has he missed that? It looked like any contact and he scored. He's almost got too good a contact. He's hit it really hard and it looks much harder to stick that wide of the post than it would anywhere in the goal. I cannot believe Brentford have not scored there. It should have been the equaliser and a real let-off for Bournemouth there. Wow. It's still 1-0, but Brian Mbuemo has missed an absolute sitter. My goodness me. Here is Smith up the line to Stacey. Decent ball that. Stacey's going to try and run Rico Henry. Good tackle by Henry. And that comes off Stacey. Excellent defending by Henry. Goal kick to Brentford, but shocking miss there by Brian Mbuemo. The chat is, yeah, well, I think we all agree. Goodness me. What a chance. So much space. Looks like they need 3 right backs. Well, there you go. Jebinson would have scored. Yeah. Demoralising if you're a Brentford player. Maybe so. They've got to look at it the other way, though, Shane, haven't they? That they've created the chance and they've just got to go and create another one now. Headed down by Mbuemo looking for Tony. It's gone loose and cleared. So I'm already thinking now that Brentford are going to play 4-3-3 in the second leg of this, aren't they? Janssen goes long. Henry, unlucky there. He tries to control it. Right leg off left leg, just runs ahead of him. And out it goes. Jack Wilshere is going to come on. It will certainly help them keep the ball. David Brooks is going to go off. Brooks had been sort of a number 10 since those last set of substitutions. So maybe this is going to be a 4-5-1 now. And Wilshere is just going to sit in there and try and help them keep the ball. Obviously, very high caliber player, Wilshere. Doesn't seem capable of playing 90 minutes, but you'd certainly trust him with the ball in tight spaces in this situation. He's just waved Billing forward, actually. So looks like Billing's going to go and play number 10. Wilshere's just trying to calm everybody down. There's Shayley, back from the shops. What was in the hall, Shayley? You've got to let us know, my darling. I'll come and see you in my 30-second break I've got between this. I think that one's going out. Rico Henry's got a shove in the back from Stacey. He's played that well, Henry. Here's Janssen. Dalsgaard plays that up the line. Poor ball by him. He's got lucky, though. It's going to come straight back over to him. Pinnock. Can Brentford get the equaliser? They should have got the equaliser. Brian and Buemo should have scored. Big switch of play out to Canos. Good chest down by Canos. Kelly just stands in his way. Does nothing smarter than that and wins the ball back. Yeah, nice. Well done, lads. Here's Pinnock stepping over halfway line. It's all Brentford attack-wise now. But Bournemouth have that lovely thing called a goal to sit on. No wine, but plenty of treats. Now, that sounds good to me. Here's Stacey down the right-hand side. Stacey tries to cross it, deflects off Marcondes. And that was like a pressure valve being released for Bournemouth there. Because it's going to be a corner. And they can kill 30 seconds and bring... Well, I was going to say bring everyone up the pitch, but bring the team up the pitch and a few up in to the box. Danjuma's going to take the corner. Carter Vickers is up. Solanke, Lerma, Stacey. Billing as well on the back post. In it comes, right-footed, headed up in the air. Where's this one going? Great header by Tony there. Brilliant defending. Huge leap. Wilshere helps it on to Smith, who's on the left wing. Does well to come inside. Great play by Smith. And there's going to be a foul right on the corner of the box. Smith did really well there, actually. And a dangerous-looking free kick. Ooh. That's about 2 feet away from being a penalty, that one. Good play by Smith. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Jensen at all. It was Canos. My bad. Free kick to Bournemouth. David Brooks would have fancied this, but he's just gone off. And Danjuma puffs out his cheeks. He's going to take this one right-footed. Is he going to have a shot or is he going to cross it? 83.50, Danjuma, free kick, left-hand side. Danjuma, here he comes. Ooh, good effort. He goes for the shot on the near post. Raya, good dive and gets 2 hands on it. Out for the corner. Was it going in? Yes, it was. Really good free kick, actually. Well played, Danjuma. Well played, Raya there. Just sneaking inside that near post. Yeah, Woodgate thought that was in. It wasn't. Corner, Bournemouth. Plenty up. And Chris Mepham's joined them as well. Fancying a second here. And again, Ivan Toney's such a good player. The last 2 defensive actions for Brentford. Yeah, amazing. Another substitute now for Brentford. Godos is going to come on. Eric, welcome. Thank you. And hello. Saman Godos has come on for Matthias Jensen. And out it goes for a throw-in to Brentford. 85-25 on the clock. Remember, once we finish this stream, we're going to be on to the next one. I'm going to have a 5-minute break. Join me for Swansea. Barnsley. Danjuma plays it to Solanke. Big overlap by Jack Stacey. Solanke gets out of his feet, hits the shot straight at David Raya. Goodness me. Here is Goddess. Henry. And Buemo. Norgard. Lots of attacking players on for Brentford now. They've got 4 minutes plus stoppage time to get it back to 1-1. Remember last season they did lose the first leg 1-0. They won the second leg 3-1. They did have Ben Rama and Watkins last year, but they didn't have Tony, did they? Dalsgaard, Canos. Canos crosses in. It's gone loose. Here's Norgard. Norgard, shooting chance over the top. Saman Godos says, why didn't you leave it for me? Norgard, a defensive-minded player. Godos would have fancied that one. Norgard puts it over the top. Left-footed. Yeah, if he leaves it, Godos can hit that one first time, can't he? 2 touches from Norgard over the top. Plenty of bodies thrown in the way there. Lerma and Carter Vickers. 86-58 on the clock. Oof. Poor goal kick by Begovic. Out it goes. Say bye-bye to Shaylee, everybody. She's part of the team here. She designed the whole office pretty much. So. 87-30 on the clock. Janssen, Dalsgaard. Dalsgaard steps over halfway, slides it into Tony round the corner for Marcondes. Oh, Kelly does really well there. Feigned to shepherd it out and then turned back. Then he played a bit of a hospital ball there into Smith. But Smith wins the throw-in. And Bournemouth are now in take your time mode. Lloyd Kelly is going to throw this as far as he can by the looks of it. He indeed does. He's thrown it straight to Christian Norgard, who goes back to David Raya. Norgard back to Janssen. Janssen, Norgard. And Bournemouth in shape here. Men behind the ball. And they are keeping Brentford at bay. Pinnock gets his feet mixed up. He didn't want to lose that to Danjuma. And now Norgard's got it back. They refused to go direct here, Brentford. Slid up the line to Dalsgaard. Dalsgaard, lovely feet by the right back. Dalsgaard clips it into the channel. Poor ball after a nice little bit of work. Here's Wilshere. Wilshere does brilliantly there. Little drift forward, gets his body in the way, draws the foul, relieves the pressure. That's why Jack Wilshere has been brought on. Plenty of top-level games under his belt. 89-23. Bournemouth look like they're going to go to Brentford with the lead. It's 1-0 to Bournemouth. As Iain points out, though, this happened last year and Swansea were 3 up just after half-time. Brentford 3 up against Swansea just after half-time, weren't they? I think if I remember it correctly. I know they were 2 up pretty quickly from the kickoff, actually, weren't they? Maybe 10, 15 minutes. Wilshere, Kelly, We're about to go into stoppage time. 90 minutes up on the clock. David Raya, goal kick. 5 minutes of stoppage time in this one. Bournemouth 1, Brentford 0. Sixth place, going to have a lead over third place going into leg number 2 in the semi-final. Arnott Danjuma, the difference. Tony wins their header. And Buemo, edge of the box. Norgard volleys it, blocked out. Marcondes wins it against Solanke. Marcondes slides in and Buemo picks up the loose ball. Godos to Pinnock. Pinnock out to Marcondes. Crossing position. Marcondes swings it in right-footed. Easy one to head away by Chris Mepham. Norgard gets a bit of a shove but doesn't draw the foul. And here's Danjuma. Brilliant from Danjuma. I thought he'd drawn a foul, but it looks like referee Robinson didn't like the look of that. Well, I think it's going to be a Bournemouth throw. 91 on the clock. A little bit of a dive there by Mr. Danjuma, but we'll give him a pass being he scored already. 4 minutes of minimum stoppage time remaining. I think Brentford will sort of live with 1-0. Certainly going to make the second leg interesting. And from my research, we've seen this a lot, haven't we? Lower ranking team gets in front at the halfway point, only for higher ranking teams to come back and do the business in the second leg. But not all lower ranking teams are Bournemouth and in the Premier League last season. So fed away. Here's Marcondes on transition here. He's got Rico Henry sprinting up to his left. That's a horrible ball by Marcondes. Sells Henry down the river. And now Danjuma's going to have a run against Ethan Pinnock. And Jack Stacey's coming up with him. Oh, Pinnock's done well there. He's nicked it off him. You don't want to be one-on-one with Arnott Danjuma 92 minutes into a game. And Pinnock does well. Remember, we're going to be stopping this stream and we're going to be straight back on with Barnsley and Swansea. Jeff Lerma is down. I think cramp, possibly. That is our playoff schedule there. Ticking along the bottom. Tomorrow, we're going to review these 2 games that we're watching tonight. So if you want to stick with me, when I finish this one, just click on the channel and the next stream will appear. And hopefully I'll get at least 2 minutes break. 92:47 on the clock. And the ball is right in the corner flag. And Dominic Solanke has won a corner. And he gets a standing ovation for kicking the ball off a Brentford player from those Bournemouth fans behind the goal. Can we get 200 likes? How many likes have we got? I don't know. Chris Mepham thought about coming up for the corner. Presumably he's been told not to. Carter Vickers isn't up. I think the corner's just going to go in short to Solanke, who sidesteps Canos. And he's just going to hold on to it. I won't have my normal rant about obstruction. I think Solanke just threw down his man as well there. Sorry, Billing, excuse me. $162 likes. Hit like if you're in the stream. Go on. Go for it. David Raya boots the ball down the ground. We are now going into minute 95, i.e. the last minute of minimum stoppage time. Wilshire's won that back again. Here comes Danjuma. He's got Adam Smith running ahead of him from defence. Danjuma knocks it back. Lerma dummies the shot. Lerma steps back and Billing to Carter Vickers. Carter Vickers, horrible ball, but he's just booted it into the corner. I think he's claiming he meant that, but there we go. 94:30 on the clock. It looks almost certain that Brentford are going to have to come from behind in the second leg. They did it last year. Oh, that's given away. He's out of his goal rail. Oh, my goodness me. Brentford nearly presenting Phil Billing with an open goal there. Do you know, if he gets a decent contact on that, that's in. Unbelievable. 5 seconds of minimum stoppage time to go. It's back with Raya, and we're expecting the whistle any second now. We're over the allotted, and that is that, people. Jonathan Woodgate gives it one of those. It is Bournemouth 1, Brentford 0. He fist bumps with Thomas Frank. Advantage Bournemouth going into the second leg. Arnaut Danjuma with the only goal. Now, I'm going to stop this stream right now. Say thank you to everybody. If you want to dive in on the next stream, we're going to be starting in just about 2 minutes' time. So I'm going to say farewell on this one. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to have a quick 2-minute rest, and then we're going to be back, as Alistair says, see you in 5 minutes. Right, thank you, everybody, for watching. Bournemouth 1, Brentford 0. Come and join me for Barnsley-Swansea at 8 p.m. in literally a couple of minutes. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.